All right, hello guys. This is Amplifier, and this is one of the first few episodes of Esports Amplified. This is a video series where I talk about mainly Philippine esports things and issues here and there. And today we're going to be talking about Naga Esports and them recently dropping their LoL team. So for those who don't or who aren't familiar with the pro gaming series, so Naga Esports has been around for quite some time. And they recently made an announcement where they dropped their LoL team. I'm joined today by Kairu, who used to be a shoutcaster as well for Garena, and he then became the analyst. We'll get into his role later on, but hello, Kairu, and welcome back.
Hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
Hello, all the viewers out there. Happy to be back in, working on some of these esports projects. So thank you for this opportunity, Sir Amplifier.
No, sir. Don't do that to me, dude. Don't do that. But yeah, all right. So again, we're here to talk about Naga Esports recently dropping their LoL team, and Kyrie is here to sort of share some of the probably some inside info, being within the organization, especially for the Naga Esports fans out there. I know that some of you guys were probably left kind of hanging because it was quite sudden, especially the journey they had with this summer split. It was a bit shocking, I guess, for some. So Kyrie is here now to help us, have that closure with Naga Esports, especially with their journey recently. So the first question the first topic would be mainly about Naga Esports first. So my first question for you, Kyrie, would be if you could shed some light on Naga's organizational hierarchy. So for example, who is the boss, for example, the main manager, and then who are there coaches, how many are there, the analyst, for example, and then for the team, who's the shot caller, etc. So things like that.
All right. So first, of course, yung parang pinaka-owner namin, the original or like the acting owner right now for Naga Esports is Les Ronquillo. His more known as Specs to the community. If a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people know him because he's the type of guy that wants to stay behind the spotlight. Like he's the type of guy who doesn't really make flashy stuff.
Yeah.
Pero he's the guy behind Naga Esports before I joined in last December. Yeah, I got picked up last December. And so he's the main man. He's the boss of Naga Esports. And then following that is I actually rose to the Naga Esports ranks kasi at first I did some analyst work, and then I did some minor coaching, not really like head coaching, but minor coaching lang for the team before, like when was this last split before this split, yung like December, that during that time I did some minor coaching. And I was taken under his wing, so he taught me stuff about coaching, analyzing, building databases and stuff.
Yeah.
Most foreign coaches or analysts work with. Kasi the thing is, most people don't know na parang the job for like a coach and an analyst is different. It's mainly the analyst doing the statistics, the database, data gathering, data analyzing, and it's the coach's duty to like do something with that data.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And another thing that people don't really know is that there are two types of coaches usually when it comes to League of Legends. One is the lifestyle coach, which helps the players with their daily lives, like improving their daily habits, like eating habits, workout and stuff. We don't have that in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We lack resources, most of the teams, and I don't think any team is currently I don't think any team currently has a lifestyle coach. And then the secondary one is the strategic coach. This is the coach now that deals with the in-game strategies that the players implement, if they do implement it.
Yeah.
That's basically his job. Like the analyst is the one who crunches the data and then he gives it to the coach, and then the coach is the one who will be trying to to shape the gameplay of the team based on from that information. So it's like a synthesizer.
Mm,
He's like
yeah.
the synthesizer of data.
Yeah.
So I did that for a time, minor coaching, and then we realized na I could do better or I could do more in terms of like marketing the brand, the Naga
Mm.
Esports brand. We had a bit of restructuring, so I moved to the marketing side of Naga Esports. So I did most of the postings, most of the basically marketing stuff for Naga Esports. That lasted until like a couple of a month ago, I think, or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Then I moved to co-ownership afterwards kasi I kind of demanded na hey, I did a lot for Naga Esports and I think I need to have like more authority kasi I can do better that way. So I asked if I could be like a co-owner, and then we reviewed it. And then yeah, so eventually I was granted co-ownership of the organization. And yeah, that's what I do in Naga basically. Tapos the next one would be this is like a ano kasi it's kind of different it's kind of a different branch kasi one branch for Naga Esports is the business branch, business
Yeah.
side, which is marketing, finance, and basically like talking to sponsors and gathering, trying to gather some sponsors, even though we didn't get much. Next one would be the coaching staff or like the game staff. Sila yung nag-handle nung parang coaching the team, analyzing anything game related. So in that branch, we used to have si the Sunflower, si Coach Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's now coaching Infused Esports.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't know, Coach, we have like some sort of a partnership with Infused Esports. So kind of sharing resources as of the moment, and so we lent them Coach Mike, and Coach Mike is really doing a good job in Infused Esports. But before he was one of the coaches then of Naga Esports before he moved to Infused. We have like so parang on top of that is specs. So tapos yung branch one branch down is in the business side, it's me. Tapos on the coaching side or the game side, it's Sunflower.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically yung parang upper high tier organization. It's just the three of us na parang who handles mostly before. Yun yung parang time nakakapasok ko pa lang. I mean a couple of months back. Yun yung parang setup namin. Tapos a lot of things has happened since then. We got a couple of parang junior analysts, junior coaches na work at I wouldn't say their names muna, but yeah, kasi we still haven't gotten around the whole coaching thing and how things will work kasi diba we're having a temporary hiatus for now. So we kind of stopped yung parang major operations. So we'll be back, and after that we'll figure out what happens after. Pero yeah, the gist is we have a couple of guys then working on the analyst side, and then a few guys under me too, like who helps me with the business side. Pero yun nga, we halted the work, and yeah, that's basically the Naga hierarchy.
All right, awesome. So after the hierarchy part, so we kind of know how Naga works on the inside. So now a bit more info about the team itself. So for example, the players. So my question for you about them would be how Naga, for example, goes about practicing, because we know that of course being a part of the pro gaming series, that's obviously it's the premier league. Competitive league here in the Philippines, so a lot of the teams have different ways of practicing, especially with different kinds of players. Some are working, some are students. So I mean, for me, I'd be interested to find out, for example, where does Naga practice, or how do you guys handle the schedules, or how long do you guys usually practice, etc.
Okay. For practice sessions, we usually give out a schedule per week. Like during this week, we're gonna have practice and these days. Tapos, and then everyone would be like confirming if like they have prior commitments during the week.
Okay.
Para we'll know how to adjust accordingly. And then before actually, it was during the split. It was Fade, Akarin, and Suzaku staying in one of the infused computer shops.
Okay.
They're like they worked there before. Tapos dun sila nagpa-practice. Tapos yeah, they basically parang ano, it's like a small boot camp.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, dun sila nagpa-practice, and yung other guys namin, they play at their own setups or computer shops near their place.
Okay, okay.
So that's how yun yung parang setup namin. Kasi we can't really have like everyday practices. Tapos yung all the guys are there kasi
Yeah.
some of our guys have school and work as well. So we can't really do like how NA teams or
Yeah.
EU other foreign teams do na parang gaming house kasi like we all know na this pro gaming isn't really viable yet of a career, diba? So
Yeah.
it's like something on the side. And if you come to that understanding, then dun nyo pwedeng i-adapt yung parang training schedules, tapos yung considerations na kailangan in terms of dealing with the players.
All right. So, like for example, how long, like on average, how long do the players usually practice within a week?
Within a week, let's say if they play around like 4 to 5 hours a day, and we have 5 practice days, so that's like 20 hours a week, which is relatively short to as compared to probably other teams in the PGS or other foreign teams, because all they do is like play every day. They have some time for like R&R, relax. Parang they have some time for R&R and some time to like of course to sleep, eat, and other activities like going to the gym. So yeah, so it's not that I guess hectic as compared to other teams. And I'm not sure here in the Philippines how long the other teams play.
Yeah.
But since they have like more resources than us, then probably more. They have like probably more practice times.
All right. So now the question will go mainly to you because again, for the viewers who are seeing this, for those who don't know, Kyrie used to be a shotcaster from Garena, and he, me, and Neep, we were the sort of like color casters or analysts for the team, and then upon Kyrie's leave, he became an analyst. So I was really interested, for example, when you first came into Naga, how it was transitioning from a shoutcaster, who views everything from the outside, to becoming an analyst or co-owner for a team. Because obviously, as shoutcasters like myself, we all of us can, we can give criticisms about teams and we can say this and that, but we never really understand, for example, how it is from the standpoint of someone within the team itself. So for you, coming from a shoutcaster and an analyst, how was it, transitioning from an analyst outside, as a shoutcaster, to becoming an actual analyst for a team itself? So how was that for you? Was it difficult, or did your perception change, for example, on pro teams, etc.?
Okay. It wasn't that difficult to transition as an analyst because all I did was to crunch data. Like, needed to make a database, tapos based from that you need to make decisions out of the data that you have. At first it was not difficult. It was it was parang baliktad kasi diba initially you should be having difficulty kasi you just transition from like a different job to another job. Tapos for me it was easy at first kasi all I needed to do was like make data. Tapos not really concern myself with the players. All I need to do was like look at their numbers, make judgments out of those numbers. And then so that was my first job doing the analyst work. And then afterwards I was moved to the coaching position, like a coaching trainee. That was the difficult part kasi I didn't have experience with dealing with the players, and parang kasi if you're going to handle a team, of course everyone has a different personality, so you should have like a different way of talking to players
Ah, yeah, yeah.
for each and every one of them. Kasi 'di ba, you can't have a single approach to all types of personalities. And that's the part I guess where I kind of had a hard time,
Yeah.
since I wasn't used to dealing with the players. All I did was like analyze the plays that they did, analyze their digits, analyze their stats. So coming in there in the team and then coaching in a daily basis was kind of difficult for me, since yeah, they're not just numbers anymore. They have feelings and they have
Yeah.
like personalities. So I can't just say na, hey, you're doing bad. I know that parang, like your numbers don't add up. Like they don't really go well with the other players of the team. So I can't really directly tell them that.
Yeah,
Kasi
yeah.
you need to consider a couple of factors pa. So yeah, that was the hard part. Pero afterwards, like I got the hang of it. Like you, of course, while working with the guys, diba? You get close. So parang you share stuff, you parang you hang out online, you play sometimes. And afterwards, it was kind of okay naman. Like I wouldn't say it's easy because it's still difficult, but then I think I got a bit of a hang of it. So it made it more tolerable, or it's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's a normal difficulty, I guess.
All right.
And yeah, kasi if you're also coaching, like going into the pick and ban phase, because kunyari, like what the coaches are currently doing in the PGS, 'di ba? Parang they stay at the back of the players until drafting phase, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And you know the saying I think you know the saying half of the game is won already in the pick and ban phase, or half of the game is played in the pick and ban
Yeah,
phase.
yeah.
So, of course, if half of the game is played in the pick and ban phase, in the drafting phase, you can't really mess up the drafting phase.
Yeah.
And there's a tremendous amount of pressure for you while drafting. I remember my first draft. Grabe, sobrang baptism by fire yo, trial by fire. It was so difficult. I was sweating while doing the drafts. It was so pressuring. But then I think I got better in drafting afterwards. Pero I think it's just the first time talaga na the first time is really the hard part, starting
Yeah.
something, the difficult part. But afterwards, it gets better. So yeah, I guess that's how transitioning in from a caster to like an actual part of Naga is that I think I had the skills. I acquired the skill sets, some of the skill sets I need in casting. So it made transitioning to a coach or an analyst for Naga Esports much easier as compared, I guess, to someone who doesn't have like the experience to deal with the teams, or like studying the game itself.
All right, all right. Actually, I wanted to ask, for example, when you had your, as you did the pick and ban and the drafting phase with Naga Esports, I want to ask, for example, I mean, I know it differs for every team. Sometimes, for example, the coach has 100% say over the draft, and sometimes the players in other teams would have a more freedom to speak out and say, "Hey, I want this to be picked or I want this to be banned." But for Naga Esports, like for example, when you became the coach, how did the drafting phase work for you and the players? Like, did you have 100% control, or did the players have input here and there? How did that work?
It wasn't 100% dictatorship. Yung parang how Koma does the pick and ban for SKT. Kasi I think he does that because he knows the players already. And he knows kung saan sila malakas, kung saan sila mahina. So he has like 100% reign over the pick and ban phase. But for me, since I started, I did the pick and ban phase when I was fairly new. I kind of didn't know the strengths and weaknesses of parang of picks each player. So what I did was they have a say on what to pick. Like parang I suggest na okay, ganito yung natin, game plan. Syempre you need to prepare like pick and bans before the game, of course.
Yeah.
So parang that's what you practice. Tapos you have a list, and then you study who you're fighting against. Tapos after that, during the pick and ban itself, like players tend to like say na okay, I asked parang, kamusta yung matchup mo with this champion? Sino yung champion gusto mo itapat dito? Ganun. So parang may suggest.
Mm.
It's not 100% my say. I suggest stuff. They also have they also have a say on what to pick. Kasi it's their matchup and they should know how it would fare against the other champion. So, yeah. Ang problem lang with that kind of style is that it takes up a lot of time. Like,
Yeah.
you have a few seconds to pick and ban or to draft something. So, the problem with that, since it requires a bit of transferring informations with each other, sharing information, the trade of information requires a lot of time. It eats up a lot of time. So, as a new coach, I was really pressured since yun nga, medyo matagal yung ano namin, yung pick and ban or yung parang pag-uusap. So, I was kind of pressured to make decisions fast. I guess it would work out better if you really know your players and you know the matchups. Mas maganda kung kabisado mo yun kasi it would definitely make it less pressuring and mas konti yung time na kakailanganin nyo to make decisions. So parang if you have to make last minute adjustments, then you're free to do so. It's gonna be you'll have a smoother time.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's pretty disastrous when you're taking so long to decide, and then there's a few seconds left, and then you make the wrong pick because you guys were taking so long to transfer information, etc. So I can imagine that's pretty difficult, especially at the beginning.
It is.
Yeah. All right. So we jumped from Naga's organizational structure, and then we went to how the team went about practicing, and then the roles and your role specifically as an analyst. So we kind of have an idea more or less of how things work around in Naga, especially for the fans out there. At least you guys have an idea now of how things more or less work within Naga. Now is the part that is really, I think, the most significant thing for me would be what happened to Naga Esports, for example, the journey they had between last split. So for those who are new, in the previous split, Naga Esports made it to the playoffs. So they were actually 4th place in the previous split. They did have a bit of a different roster back then, but they did make it to 4th place in the previous split. And then coming into this split, which is the summer split 2016, they, as the Naga fans know, they did make it. They were down to last place. They got relegated from the PGS, and then Naga decides to drop the LoL team, entirely. So since you were there, you were present since December, and then up all the way until now. I wanted to ask what happened between that time where Naga was 4th place, into the playoffs and everything. They were looking great, and personally, as an analyst, being around for like a year now, I was really looking forward to seeing Naga, sort of like on the rise, going upward all the way. And then, then came the split, and fans are devastated that they had to drop the LoL team. So I was hoping you could shed some light on how that happened, for example, especially with the roster changes, like Daigo left and then Fade comes in, Akarain is eventually replaced. So what happened there?
Okay, so first we start with the last split. Last split was good because we made it to the playoffs, even though we got 4th place. But that was the franchise best for Naga Esports during their stay in the PGS. That was the time when I still had a lot of free time, and Specs had a lot of free time as well. Like both of us were looking for jobs, and looking for jobs. We didn't have jobs back then.
Yeah,
like day jobs. So every day we would talk about the team, how to make it better. We had a lot of time to work with the team. Tapos, so we were pretty tight with the team. Na we practice every day. We improve what we need to improve. Tapos, umabot kami ng playoffs. Though we only reached 4th place. Kasi I think that's okay in terms of the tenure or the parang as compared to the other playoff teams. Kasi we have literally zero resources.
Yeah.
We have no funding. We're just a bunch of guys who really like playing and doing the coaching for free.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good effort, commendable effort coming from Naga Esports, and we're really happy na kahit na it's just 4th place, it's something that's really special for us. And then afterwards, course, coming into the next split, me and Specs were kind of busier since we both got day jobs at this almost at the same time.
Mm.
We had less time to work with the team, and that's when I started to move to the marketing, the business side. So I didn't get to handle the team much. So most of the decisions came from the coaching side. So if you remember earlier, I was talking about the hierarchy. So
Yeah.
I was in the business side. Most of the decisions came from the coaching side in terms of handling the team. As far as I know, when the restructuring was because of a couple of factors. I guess it's well, Daigon wanted to leave kasi like I think if I recall correctly, he said na parang he's not worthy enough or yeah, he needed to train or something.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not really particularly sure about how things went on, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we let go of Daigo and he left. So we needed to find a replacement mid laner. So we came in contact with Fade, who was contacted by Luxuria,
Mm.
and then yeah, talks started, and then yeah, eventually we got Fade, and then for Kulit, we acquired him by shortly before the split started. So we began practicing with him, and I mean, Kulit is one of really the best junglers in the PGS,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So it was an offer to really difficult. That's really difficult to pass up to. So I guess we picked up Kulit because of his skill. I'm really impressed by Kulit. Ever since I started casting, he was one of the better junglers in my opinion in the PGS. So yeah, we got Kulit, and then of course when someone comes in your team, or someone needs to like take a step back. So kasi Ken or Akarane was formerly the jungler of Naga Esports, and then before going to jungling, he was a support or mid player. He can do both or either.
Okay.
So it was a decision na parang we wanted him to we wanted him to play support. So we moved Ken to support or Akarin to support. Then Badger needed to be in the sub position because
Okay.
it was an organizational decision. Like it wasn't an easy decision to make,
Yeah.
but it had to be done.
Yeah, for the team. Yeah.
Yeah, for the team. Like we thought that it would be the best. It would be the best for Naga Esports this split, but unfortunately it wasn't. We kind of messed up the split, and yeah, I guess what's done is done, and you need to move on afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after like we needed to change players, diba? Kasi we let Fade and Akarin go towards the end of the split. I guess that's like a last ditch effort to like prevent relegation.
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi if you guys don't know, the last place in the PGS is automatically relegated. Like the eighth place will be automatically relegated. So it was a last ditch effort to not be relegated, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But we're really happy about Endless Ace's performance during the remaining games. It was really good. Like I was impressed actually by his performance.
Yeah.
And I think if he had more time in the PGS, I think he'd be a great player.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, that's it.
All right. So basically, the management, you guys were able to get jobs and you guys had less time, and then a couple of mistakes were made here and there, especially with the roster changes. I guess the team just didn't glue well together immediately, especially with pretty major changes. With Colette and Daigo, with Daigo's leave, Colette coming in, and Akarane switching to support. Do you feel like the major thing was them not getting synergy together in time? What was the major factor you think for the team themselves in dropping down in the ranking?
It was, I think, the synergy. Yeah, you're right. It's the synergy. It all boils down to the synergy. Because if you look at the team on paper, everyone is like a mechanical star. Like everyone, you can say na parang each member is like one of the best in the Philippines or at least in the PGS. Kasi you can see Luxuria is one of the best AD carriers in my opinion. I really think he's really tapos his work ethic is really good too. So couple that with the mechanical skill, I think he's one of the best AD carries in the Philippines. Fade was in Celestial last split, and it was a really good performance as well coming in from him. I guess him and Colette didn't just jive in terms of like the synergy because he really did well with Hex in Celestial. I guess it's just a matter of synergy because usually if the bot lane if the AD carry has a support, it's a mid laner having their jungler. Usually. So if you don't have a synergy with your jungler or you don't mesh well with each other, then you're gonna have a problem. So I guess that's that. It's a more of a synergy issue. Suzuko is one of the best top laners, if not the best. I really think he's the best top laner in the Philippines right now. No questions asked. So and then the support position, and bottom side, it's I guess the bottom side is okay. Like I wouldn't say it's the best synergy. Like they have the best synergy, but it's an okay bot lane. Like you wouldn't have problems. So I guess it's the synergy that's the problem. Because if you have like let's say five challengers, tapos you have who have no they're just really solo queue stars. Tapos you go up against five diamond players who really have synergy, who does communicate well. They have a single mind in achieving their objective. I really think that there's a high chance that the diamond team would win still, even though they lack capabilities to get to challenger. Just because of the synergy. Kasi it's the competitive landscape is much different as to compared to the solo. So you shouldn't discount the fact that it's competitive and you need synergy in order to win. And clearly we lack that this split.
All right. So that really cleared things up, at least for me, and I hope it did for the viewers as well. And now I want to ask, so with Naga deciding to drop the LoL team, to grow their brand and everything, do you have any idea where the players are going now? Because as you said, these players individually, I'm sure they're respected in the league. So especially for example like Suzaku and Colette and Luxuria have been around for a while. So do you have any idea where these guys are going, for example?
We haven't had that conversation after parang kasi I already told them na parang we're dropping the team, like the Naga brand is dropping the team. So I think we'll have that talk after the split ends, after Rampage.
Okay. All right. And then, so you mentioned in the statement, so Naga Esports mentions in their statement that they are going to focus on growing the Naga brand. And I was really curious what that meant exactly, because that's a bit vague, and I think the fans would like to know, where Naga's headed for now.
Okay, so growing the brand basically means, making, let's say, name brands, diba? Like we have Coke, we have, what else? Parang branded bags like Louis Vuitton or something. Diba? They built their brand through marketing. They built their product through that. And for Naga, it means na parang because we have a website and we'd like to have an esports website na that would function as a hub for players to get news, probably something like TSM, not TSM.gg, or solomid.net, something like that.
Okay.
You get news articles and stuff. Parang ganon, it would function like that. Pero I still haven't had my finger wrapped around it because we have a lot of time naman to rebuild, and I haven't gotten around to thinking about the direction the brand wants to go.
Yeah.
Kasi if that happens, tapos we make it big, or at least we find a sustainable way of doing things, we might actually pick up a team in the future. We'll try again. Kasi yun nga, as I've mentioned earlier, one of the main problems of Naga was we have no funding, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We're basically just people who love the game. So if we make running Naga, the brand Naga, worthwhile. I guess we have more space or we have more freedom to do, things that we could have done during this split and last split. So basically, it's building the brand, probably the website or the Facebook page. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm still thinking about it since we have a lot of time.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, I look forward to that at least. And yeah, one of the last few questions would be your plans, individually, because of course with Naga dropping the LoL team, you don't really have to do analysis or work like that. So you individually, do you have any plans, for example, personally, or for example related to esports?
I see. Well, I'm kind of busy right now with my day job, so I can't really focus on doing something for esports. But I kind of want to go back to casting. I did the cast for TNC, the TNC Nexus King Cup. Yeah, so I'm looking to go back to casting. Probably not just League of Legends. I actually honestly want to cast Overwatch if ever there's like an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
I really love. I love the game. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch recently, but casting League of Legends is also good because I still want to be part of like the League of Legends esports community. Parang I still find it fun to cast League of Legends games, but I'm open to like other games. I'm open to casting other games as well.
Yeah.
And if like there's minor work that needs to be done in the esports scene or any other like opportunities that would come, I guess I'd think about it. Like I wouldn't commit myself 100% to esports, but it would be nice to have like minor projects to be done for esports. Like during my free time or weekends, I could do that. So yeah, I guess it's just me living like the how do you put that? I'm thinking parang I'm living life one step at a time. I really want to make like an impact in esports, but I still need to like live my daily life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of difficult, but I guess I think it's doable naman. It just takes some sacrifices in terms of time and effort. But I love esports, so I'll make an effort to do something about it.
Yeah, definitely think effort is the biggest word to use, especially locally in the Philippine esports scene. Like you said, for most of the time, a lot of people are just doing stuff for free and trying to make the effort really that we can't.
Really underpaid sometimes, but like if you love something, you wouldn't complain. You just really want to see it grow.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. And just for fun, last question: who do you think, being an analyst for quite a while? I mean, you were the coach for a while as well within the split. I'm sure you had your input. Who do you think will win this split? Among the four teams. So there's IPT, Mineski, G-Hub, and Empire X. Do you have any guess of who do you think will win this the whole thing?
I think it's gonna be IPT. Like, it's gonna be IPT. I think, because they have the international experience already, and seeing their games, it's really different. They're on a different level as compared to other teams. But if I were to pick a contender, it would be G-Hub, I think.
Okay.
I like G-Hub because they bring out picks na they don't people don't usually think that it's meta. But they work out, lalo na yung mid laner nila Toxic, one of the key players in their team. And if it would be a team, if a team would have a chance against IPT, I'd say it would be G-Hub. Mineski, I would say there's like a chance, but considering they're a new team, I think G-Hub would fare better, in my opinion.
Okay. Actually, coincidence, because I'm actually going to be talking to Toxic soon as well, especially since they're playing on Saturday as well. So do watch out for that to the viewers if you guys want to hear from Toxic, again, the mid laner of G-Hub. And it's their first split too, so actually, you're right. They're definitely a team to look at, considering it's their first split in the PGS. But
they're in the play. already.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly. That's really a great thing for them. But thank you so much, Kairu, for sharing a lot of your insight on Naga Esports. I'm really hoping that the whoever views this, you guys got a bit more information as to how some of at least one of the teams in the PGS work, and a bit of insight as well from someone who was in the management side of a team. So obviously, things are still quite slow, and Philippine esports, starting out, it takes a lot of sacrifice and effort. But the point is that the work is there and the passion's there, and I think the foundation right now, it's become much stronger, and we're seeing a lot of new moves. Like I remember recently, there was an announcement that teams are actually going to be paid salary now, starting next split for the
oh,
PGS.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of great progress coming in for Philippine esports. And again, thank you so much, Kyrie, for sharing a lot of your insight on Naga Esports. And to the viewers again who watch this, thank you as well. Again, if you guys want to hear more from Cairo again and all of his plans as well, again, he was planning to go back to shoutcasting. So if you guys want to hear about any of that, I did put it down right under his icon. That's at KairuX or at Kairux. You guys can follow him on Twitter as well. And don't forget, if you guys want to see more episodes from Esports Amplified, again, this is a video series where I talk about Philippine esports topics and issues. If you guys want to see more, do go over to Facebook and just follow my page, Amplifire PH, or on Twitter as well. It's right down there. That's at Amplifire PH. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for an episode where I interview Toxic from G-Hub and his opinions as well, coming into the playoffs, which will be this Saturday for the Pro Gaming Series. So again, thank you very much, Kairu, and thank you very much to the viewers. I'll see you guys next time.